The USports League is the Canadian version of the NCAA. It's a great hockey league, even though it's often underestimated because it's much less known than the NCAA, because there's less marketing involved. Its hockey level is very high, even though it's a little bit below the Division I of the NCAA. In the last 2 decades, we've seen an increased amount of players turning pro after this league, especially in Europe. There's also very good school programs in this league, like McGill, University of Ottawa, and so on. The schools in Canada cost way less than the schools in the US. The schools cost around $20,000 per year, which can be partially offset with athletic or academic scholarships or financial aid. The CHL has a great partnership program with the USports League, where it pays 1 year of free tuition for every 1 year that the player has played in the CHL. So for example, if a player played for 4 years in the OHL, he can then pick any school in Canada and go there for 4 years without paying tuition. This is why we see many CHLers that move on to play in the USports League, which also increase the level of play. Also, a player can play up to 2 years of pro hockey and still be eligible to play in the USports League. Our next interview will be with Vincent Lorca from France. Vincent moved to Canada to play junior A hockey and then moved on to play USports. USports is the college league in Canada, which also offers great hockey to develop and eventually turn pro like Vincent did in the first French league, the Ligue Magnus. It will be very interesting to hear from his experiences of the USports League and how he then turned pro. Hi Vincent! Thank you for being here with us today.
Hi, yeah, I'm happy to be here and talk to you guys about my experience. It's a couple places I've been.
Yeah, so the first question will be, how come you moved from France to Canada just to play hockey?
Yeah, I went to Canada when I was 19. It was always a dream to go play there at some point, and I did some hockey camps in Canada when I was younger, and I kept in touch with a few people who were involved with teams, who were scouts with junior A teams, and I ended up with a tryout in June and then signed for the beginning of camp in August.
After 2 years of junior A, you then moved on to play USports, which offers great hockey as well. How did that happen? Did scouts reach out to you or did you reach out to teams?
Mostly they contact us. They come and watch us play. I was trying to go NCAA Division I, but never really got a good offer. So I decided to go CIS, where like most players come out of major junior. So it's sometimes tough for junior A players to get a spot, but it was the best option for me at the time. Yeah.
So how was the daily lifestyle with school and hockey? Was it easy or hard to manage both of them?
I had to get used to it. The school helped me a bit, and I mean, practices were in the morning. We'd have to get to class after, so it was tiring, but we had enough time to do both. Just had to get enough rest because practices were really early. But I find it was a good mix to stay focused in school and do well in hockey.
Since not so many know about the exact hockey level of the USports League, can you compare it to the NCAA Division I and III, please?
From what I understand, school is much better in Canada. It's recognized in Europe. I know my degree was recognized in France, whereas I did some research about the American degrees. I'm not sure they would be, like it would be difficult. So I was really pleased with that. It was like one of the main part why I chose to go to a Canadian school. And for the hockey part, I would say it's fast hockey. It's physical, maybe a bit less physical than NCAA, which like is very physical. But it was really good. Every weekend was a tough game, no matter who you played. Very competitive.
So, do you think that the USports League is a good stepping stone for a future pro career?
I think it's getting to it's getting some pro attention now. When I started, people were saying, "Oh, it's just junior guys who couldn't go anywhere and everything." But by my last year, a lot of guys went to the East Coast or even to the American League at the end of the year or the year after. So I believe it's going to become a big step for pro hockey.
So once you finished up your school and decided to turn pro, did you get an agent or did you contact the teams?
So when I was done school, I asked the coaches if they could help me to find a team for the rest of the season. So I ended up in the East Coast and the SPHL a bit. I asked some agents around. I could have got one, but the coaches helped me enough that like it was enough for me. And when I went back to Europe, because I knew most of the coaches, I contacted them like by myself. I don't really need an agent in France because we all know each other. But in North America, I'd recommend an agent. Yeah.
So now looking back, do you think you could develop well in the USports Hockey League, or it would have been better to turn pro at 20 years old?
It's a good question. I actually asked myself that quite a bit, but I'm happy I went to school. I mean, we make good money, but not enough to like live my whole life with it. So it's a good decision. I have a degree for after my career. Met some great people. Hockey was really good. It was just almost just as good as the pros. So I really don't regret it, and I recommend if you have a chance to go, that's a good decision.
So having gone to college, you also have a degree now. Will you use it after your pro career, and are you happy to have it?
I think I'm gonna work in that area, but who knows, in like 4, 5, 6 years when I'm done playing, you never know. But I've talked to a lot of people, and they say like athletes who played pro and have a degree have better chances. Like people want us in their companies because they know how we work. They know what we've been through, and I think it's going to help me for sure.
That was it from our part, Vincent. Thank you again for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you.